We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. Came to this motherfucker like yeah. Yeah. All my niggas in the chat and we also hot. It's fun. Stone. 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 Stream. Stream. Stone. Stone. Stream. Stone. 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 Stream. Stone. Stone. All my niggas in the chat they looking like hot. It's fun. All my niggas gon' get that shit and roll. We stone, we stone, we stream it and stream it. We stone, and stream it. Yeah, getting to the money, gotta get into the bag like yeah, yeah. Roll up, plenty motherfuckers breathing like yeah. All my niggas in the chat, they hot as fuck. Yeah, getting to the bag like yeah. All my niggas we stone to stream it. All my niggas we getting to the cheese and all my niggas we ain't gon' stop going to stop breathing. Yeah, 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 yeah. We streaming, we stone, and streaming, we stone, and streaming, we stone, and streaming.
What? It's motherfucking doobie. It's your boy Righteous Ain't Platt.
And this is Chosen checking in. Do you hear music?
I do not.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, probably.
There you go, pal.
Is that too loud?
Just a smidge lower. Just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Because you know. Ah, that's crazy.
What's going on with your Chowop?
Man, chilling. Trying to figure out this whole fucking setup for this fucking shit that I got.
Man, you got a new setup? Tell the crowd about it, man.
I can do that now. I don't know if y'all heard that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, see.
You got a soundboard?
I can make some sounds if I ever get this shit right. I can hear them, but you can't hear them, which means I just got something going the wrong way. Just all that shit mean. I gotta wire some more shit in. But you know, that's what happens when everything sounds weird. That's crazy. I hear all of that. That's so funny. Whoa.
Get your tune like the Neptune sound.
Did y'all hear that shit?
We did not.
You didn't hear echo? That's crazy. Yeah, I gotta figure this shit out. It's like this is supposed to turn the mic up, but I don't know if I got any louder or not. So I just got the shit plugged in, probably all wrong. I have to figure that shit out. Or you know this shit'll go up, go back. What's up, D-Line? But like you said earlier, man, the most important thing is that you can fucking hear me. But everything's
hell yeah. What up, D-Line? Yes, sir, man. I don't know about y'all, but I have not been smoking, but I somehow feel extremely high. I think it's because I'm just full and got the itis, man. Had a big ass brunch burrito. Put a nigga under the land.
You said a lunch burrito?
Brunch.
Oh, I forgot.
Brunch.
Really, where in your part of the town? Where it's located?
That shit was crazy because I knew at 8 o'clock this morning I was gonna be having a burrito around 10:30. That's why I'm calling it brunch. What's going on with you, man? I know we talked offline the last time I talked to you, man. You said you had popped a whole bunch of beans. Tell the people about that.
Yeah, I popped some caramel cake. I popped some. What the fuck? What is this? Pop some caramel cake. Pop some barbecue ribs. Pop some frosty shit. Mince on mince. I popped some more of them peanut butter breath, and I forgot what that is. Some other shit. What else did I pop? I'm trying to think. I popped some other shit too. I got that shit wrote down though. Pop some cereal milk times barbecue ribs. I forgot what the name of that is though. Actually, shame on me. But yeah, I popped a
Yeah,
bunch.
man, that's crazy because I remember you when you had got the cereal milk. I remember
What
that
up,
one
PD?
sauce you did.
Yeah, I actually had to go back and grow through some of that old shit that I had. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't grew through the shit, so I decided I'd go back and grow through some of the old shit. It's a new year, but I wanted to go to old shit. Until I can get situated on what I was doing. Everything just been kind of like helter skelter. It's just I'm calming down from work. And since I'm finna ramp down, this is one of the things I was doing while I was ramping down. It's a little light today, probably because, man, some fire-ass football games on today.
Hey, man, you already know how I go, man. NFL, niggas for life.
That's what they say. We do have a couple of topics, though. I'm disappointed I didn't get my ass in here and figure out this soundboard situation a little quicker.
It's all right, man. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to hold it against you unless you just be fiddling with the shit all show.
It's one of them things to where you can't, I'm going to have to do a test stream because you can't really fiddle with it until I get in here. Because, like, you heard the shit before we went live. You heard the little gunshots and all of that, the little laughs and all that. But as soon as we went live, I'm fucking hear that shit. So it just means I got something plugged in wrong. And then that's this point where I'd be like, man, fuck this shit. I just go back to how it was, and I don't even need none of that shit. Until one day I'll be like, man, I need that shit.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, man, shout out to
I don't feel like
Bill's LED, man. Shout out to him. I just seen he had his grow back up and running.
Yeah.
He had some shit in flower. What was that, the BK smoke bomb or something like that?
He got a couple things going. He got a DWC. He got some DWC shit he doing, and then he got so he got quite a few things he doing. Actually, his DWC, then you know that nigga stay making shit. He made the whatchamacallit, the CO2 thing with the meter and everything, bro. Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
That's dope, man. I see a couple people gearing back up. Shout out to Truth to the Movement. Seeing him making some strides in the direction he's looking to go. I think he ran into that same problem, which actually brings me up to one of the points that I wanted to talk about. It's a very, very small sidebar conversation, but just like when it comes to buying tents or larger size tents, I always found it to be better if you can find something that does not have a pole in the middle. Because a lot of times that should be fucking up, like, just your overall space and design. So if any of y'all out there are looking at buying a tent, I mean, it can help you too, but at the same time, I find that most people find that it's not desirable.
Well, it makes me think about the situation of how you was first running your tent, right? If you had a pole down the middle of your tent, even though it was an 8x8, you was really only running 2 3x6 size. So at that point, if you'd had a pole down the middle, it probably wouldn't even matter that much. But at the point when you set everything down on the floor, it probably would have mattered a little more because you wouldn't have been in quadrants, I don't think.
Yeah, man. A lot of that shit just really depends on how you setting it up, but that's just something to keep in mind when you are buying a tent. And me myself, those 2-in-1 tents, man, I always recommend just stay away from that shit.
I don't see how that can't have a light leak, but I mean, if it does have a light leak, somebody have to let us know. If your Harmony ratio is up in that tent, then it probably got a light leak somewhere. Is what I was saying.
Man, what you smoking on today, buddy?
Oh wow. Donut wasted today. This is some of the shit that been sitting up for a few weeks though, sealed up. I just unsealed the bag today. I want to see. Oh, is it gonna be a difference? Is it gonna smoke like this or?
I mean, what was your observation, sir?
I don't have one yet because I just opened the bag up for the show.
How's it smelling, man?
It definitely smells better for sure. Stronger. I don't like the consistency of it when it breaks down. I would say it's a little drier than I like, but it ain't like too dry. The way it break down, though, it break down weird now to me. I don't like that, but I didn't put a humidity pack in. I felt like if I put a humidity pack, it's just the weed, because the other weed that I had, the Arnold Drummond #2, when I put that shit in the bag, that shit was just super duper sticky when I got it out after a couple weeks. So I think it's just related to the weed, though.
Okay.
In terms of
new. Go ahead.
not in terms of what I was talking about, breakdown wise, it depends on the weed.
Okay. Any new and exciting news in the loo in your local area?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not nothing I want to speak on at the moment. But we could have some developments coming down the line. I don't like to speak on shit before it happens because, that's when shit usually don't fucking happen.
That is true, man.
Now, ain't nothing really going on. Just trying to scale down and tackling an even smaller, better batches.
Nice, man. I'm official, man. I have received my documentation from my LLC. So we officially registered. So that's dope. Big achievement. Gotta do a couple other things here, man, and then hoping in the next week or two, probably 2 weeks, probably try to go and get this vehicle. I was gonna go last Wednesday, but I decided, man, it's probably best to have this shit up under a business, so I decided to do it that way instead.
Don't sound bad.
Hell no, that's dope, man. And we already approved and everything, so it's just mainly trying to tighten shit up. Because I think what I'm gonna do is get me like a DOT number. I'm gonna get my own authority and shit like that. And I also want to get a CDL, which, even though it's not weed related, the CDL obviously you can't smoke having one of those. Once you start dealing with DOT numbers and shit like that, they got this fucking National Registry of Drivers. Display your status. I don't know if that shit really matters for a motherfucker like me. I mean, I'm gonna be an owner operator, so, but I figure having a CDL should make my insurance a lot cheaper. Or I would hope that it would make it cheaper.
Topics we did earlier about DOT. I mean, truck drivers and smoking niggas. Kind of relevant at this point.
Man, that shit surely is. I mean, I would hope that once the shit goes national, which, I'm fairly certain it will within the next year or two, You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I think even though Trump may be against it, I think they're gonna definitely get that shit done in the next year or two, and then hopefully that shit won't even matter. Cause hey man, I think that if while you in the fucking vehicle, you know what I'm saying, or when you're getting ready to drive it, you definitely should not be getting fucking super high or no shit like that. But hey, if you're off and you're at home and you ain't doing shit and you're registered to the state, well then why the fuck can't you smoke? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, to me it
Same way
goes
like
without saying that you ain't gonna be
like
getting drunk. Not drunk, but getting high on the job because again, you ain't gonna be getting drunk on the job. It's the same thing to me. Like I don't know why people think that. What up, Pipster? I don't know why people think that if we legalize this shit, then they gonna be getting high while they drive. Like who the fuck does that?
well, I ain't gonna lie to you. As a nigga who has been on the road and hit the road and previous life, man, that's like one of the best things ever. Getting on that bitch, rolling up like 3 or 4 joints, knowing you got like a 5, 6, 8 hour ride, knowing you completely pre-rolled, ready to go. Like that'd be like some of the best fucking driving ever because you can gauge a lot of shit off of the high and what you smoking, right? So let's say you smoking out of a blunt or even a joint, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say your blunt or joint gonna last you 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere in that time frame. Or let's say that you got a joint lit and you only hit that bitch for 5 minutes. Well, a nigga like me, I'm waiting to the hour mark to light up another blunt or joint or to light up the other half, whichever way it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like shit. If I got a 6 hour ride, well, shit, I can just roll up, 3 blunts, and that'd be good. 3 joints. This should last me the whole trip.
What the fuck? Shout out to the little Pipster, Big 16.
Happy birthday!
I don't know if like back in my day, 16 meant you was getting ready to drive. So I think when my daughter started driving, it was like a little restricted license, or you can get a license, but it was a little restricted or some shit like that. I don't know if it's still like that or not.
A permit.
Nah, the permit was at 15 and a half, but like it was like a beginner, intermediate. They had changed like the stages and how the shit go, which was crazy.
Yeah, man. So I think I had a permit at like 14, licensed by 15. Motherfucker was out there ripping and running, boy.
You can say Cinderella, like, oh, you got to be back at home at like 10 or 12. Okay. Something like that. I think it was like that. Oh my God, man. It's just been so much weird shit in the news that ain't got nothing to do with weed, but did catch my attention. Like, bruh, why is everybody going so hard on Snoop Dogg performing for Trump?
Oh, because he was talking shit about which one of you coon ass niggas gonna be the first one to perform for Trump. That's why.
Hey, look, that didn't age well. Obviously, it didn't age well.
It's actually not gonna be a coon. It's gonna be a dog. You dog. Which one of you dog-headed hoes? You remember he called Gail King a dog-head hoe? Or some shit. That shit was hilarious. I think Snoop had to apologize to Gail King. Hilarious. Gotta love Snoop. Hey man, I'm sure them niggas is paying a shitload of money, right? So at some point, man, if a nigga gonna give you $2-3 million or 100,000, 500,000, man, shit, that's a lot of money, man.
That's why niggas shouldn't say shit like that if they actually ain't gonna do it, especially when it comes to politics. Typically, because a lot of people would do whatever. Because
now, hey,
fucked up.
What up, Eno? Hey, look, man, I don't know how true this is, man, but some people were saying that nigga Trump said they about to pass a law that if you get child support, you don't get a tax return anymore. I don't know how true that is. But I seen the internet, some people was up in arms about that.
If you get child support.
Yeah, like, so if you have a baby mama and they're receiving child support from you, then they don't get a tax return anymore.
That's stupid. Why would they work?
I don't know.
That's stupid. I'm not going for that. I'm against that. Definitely against that. Because if they start doing that shit with that and be like, oh yeah, cool, man, it could be a no tax return, nigga, if you did this. No, I mean, let's leave shit alone like that. At least give a reason. That ain't even no valid reason, especially particularly since you worked. We're gonna take your taxes and not give you any of this shit back. And let me guess, the government gonna keep the taxes that they would have got, nigga. This is weird.
I don't know, man. I feel like it really just depends, man, because child support do be fucking a lot of niggas over, man. This shit be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's niggas who be having one kid and they be having to pay like $1,000.
So how would that help that nigga? It wouldn't. It ain't like that nigga ain't got to pay child support. Everything's still the same. The woman is just not getting a tax return, which is stupid. Because who's getting our money? It'd be different. They was like, you know what? The dude is gonna get this, that, but it's like the nigga's still paying, so he don't give a fuck. I still gotta pay this money.
I think what would be more fair, right, is if they applied that child support money towards their taxable income. So like maybe it move you into a different tax bracket.
Exactly. Some shit like that, yes. I don't know if they do, if they don't, to be honest. Because I ain't never been with nobody that get child support. I have found out the way that they take it from you and the way that they get it is two completely different ways, man. And that's what caused a lot of arguments between people. Because let's just say they take $500 a month from me, but she don't actually get $500 a month, like in one lump sum, even though they take it from me. So it's just weird the way they do a lot of that stupid shit. That's why I say avoid that shit if you can.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to curb is, you know, there is a certain population of women that have children just for the dependency of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a motherfucker might have a baby just so it's like, hey, I know I'm about to get this money every month up out your ass. And that's less I got to do. I don't know exactly what the cause or even if it's real. I just seen the shit on social media and I just thought, damn, you niggas is up in arms about this shit.
I would be too, because it's fucking stupid. I worked for that. That ain't even nothing you gave me.
And I think the other thing too is it's like some people are thinking that, hey man, maybe a woman might choose to have they tax return as opposed to getting this child support, which, I mean, shit, if you got a bunch of kids, it's probably nice getting that big ass lump of that sum, you know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with that either. I think that niggas should support their kids. Like, it shouldn't be that you, like, yo, you should be able to have both. You just gotta do that shit in a more fair, better way. It ain't nothing wrong with fucking child support. What's wrong with child support is the calculations of how they do it. That's the problem. Bump them calculations around, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, nigga, child support in itself, man, it's too many piece of shit niggas that wouldn't be doing shit for their kids, dog, for real. If I'm being honest. Gotta be honest, nigga. I know niggas that buy a couple pairs of shoes a year and be like, nigga, I'm taking care of my kid. And it's like, not really, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not really. You bought your kid a couple things, so yeah, the percent is so high. That's how that should be. They fix the formula. That should be okay. Cause niggas should have to pay, and they should. Yeah, exactly. 17% for one child. It shouldn't be like that. Niggas should have to pay because they made a kid, and chicks should get their fucking tax return because they actually did work. But just adjust them numbers. They playing. That's another, to me, divisional tactic, right? I don't like this shit. A bunch of shit they could do. Motherfucker not pay that motherfucking fee at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of bullshit they could do besides that. Sometimes I think they just be wanting to say shit just to stir up shit. That shit, because that whole shit was dumb. You work. I just want to know who gonna get if they don't get their tax income return, who's gonna get their money? Guess what? Yeah, guess what? Yeah, your child support you at first now. You get nothing. None of your money. Nothing. That'd be crazy work.
Don't worry, it will not be wasted. It will come to me, not to China. Yeah, that nigga crazy, man.
This Chinese app, or at least that's what they want us to believe that they get on this Chinese app. That's crazy.
D-Line says the percent is too high, 17% for one child. Hey, now look here, man. I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy about that shit, right? In the state that I'm in, right? That shit, they combine the parents' income. So if combined, you guys make over 100,000, y'all cannot be together. And combined, y'all make over 100,000. I think I was looking at the calculator. It says like $1,274 a month for one child. Now, I don't know about y'all, but shit, man, the girl I'm with right now, that motherfucker make over 100 grand herself. It's like, well, you be fucked. Well, they'll try, but I ain't worried about that shit because I'm one of them niggas who also say, hey, man, you gotta take care of them kids, man. They ain't asked to be here. That shit is crazy.
They can take your money here, but they can only take up to 48% of your check. So I don't give a fuck how much they want to take. Your child support could be $10,000 a month, but they can't take nothing more than 48% of your check of one job. So there's that. At least here, because they gotta leave something to live off of.
Ooh, man. Let's get into some of this good old OE news.
There you go, buddy.
Marijuana trade group pushes back on proposed Missouri rules to combat predatory business practices. I wonder what that means. And is that a greenhouse in St. Louis?
More than likely.
Nice. So top caption there says, seeking to protect micro business licenses. Go back up. Micro business owners from their own decisions will only succeed in crushing that dynamism, whatever the fuck that means. So Missouri cannabis regulators and the state's largest marijuana trade group agree that people should be banned from flooding the license lottery with applicants they recruit who are never intended to have any actual control of profits. It's a practice the Missouri Division of Cannabis Regulation has called predatory, and efforts to root its out-of-state's micro business programs have resulted in 41 licenses being revoked or facing possible revocation. We understand and agree with the intent of eliminating straw applicants and groups who are only interested in taking control of the licenses from such applicants instead of true partnership. Andrew Mullins, president of the Missouri Cannabis Trade Association, says. Can you look up just a little bit, man? Because I can't read that. Thank you. In a letter to cannabis regulators last week. All right, let's scroll down. But the details on how to do it or where differences emerge. The Missouri Division of Cannabis Regulation announced last month a series of proposed rules aimed at combating predatory financial agreements and other practices during the application process. The division will now incorporate public feedback before submitting the final rules to the Secretary of State. The micro business program, which was written into Missouri's 2022 constitutional amendment that legalized marijuana, was designed for the licenses to end up in the hands of disadvantaged business owners, including disabled veterans, those with lower income, and people with nonviolent marijuana offenses. Now, what you think about this, man? Is this good for the state of Missouri, man? How does that make you feel?
I think it'd be good for anybody if that shit actually worked. I do.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn on that, right? And the only reason why I say that is, hey, man, I think it is good, and I do agree that that's what the micro business license is for. It's a micro business, not a macro business, right? But at the same time, maybe I won the lottery and I just want to sell my license over to the highest bidder. Shit, I'm still going to get paid. So I don't think that that's what it's intended for, but I think you are eliminating, the success of some people, because some people might get the license, start the growing, and fail. You know what I'm saying? Versus, well, hey, man, I could just sell you this license for $5 million.
Well, I don't think they're talking about the people that tried and failed. They was more so talking about the people that never even intended on doing
to get it.
They never even intended on growing in the first place. They just was there to get the license to sell it. And I think that's what they're trying to cut down on, actually. Those people.
I don't think it's so much as that, as much as it is, hey, man, a lot of times with some micro licenses, depending on the state, what happens is those particular licenses, they are typically backed by larger MSOs or multi-state operators. And then once the multi-state operator gets up and running, they squeeze the motherfucker out, which you can do via like boards and shit like that. And I think that's what they're really trying to prevent. Is like, hey, man, we have macro licenses for you large motherfuckers. Y'all need to just play in y'all lane. So I do agree that this is fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? And it should be like this everywhere. Micro means micro. Macro means macro. And let's let the motherfuckers who actually are disadvantaged or don't have the best ability to, you know what I'm saying, make a splash in the cannabis vein. Let's let them get in the door, man. I think that's dope too.
Yeah,
I can see,
but don't let them sell their license for someone else to get in the door.
Well, I think whenever you have a license, if it's your license, I feel like you should be able to do whatever you want with it too. Meaning, like, hey, if I got a liquor license and you want to open up a restaurant and they ain't gonna give you a liquor license, well, shit, we can go into business, bro, and you can use my liquor license at your location.
Yeah, but
I don't think nothing like that is wrong.
Along with that, you can't just say that I'm sure a percentage of you has to be there or something to that effect. You can't, a motherfucker just can't say, he here, but he really ain't there. Like, it's like, again, just put some rules in place. You know what I'm saying? Because even with what you just said, there are rules in place to stop a motherfucker from me just saying, "Oh yeah, shit, nigga, Righteous, she work here, but Righteous ain't never been there." You know what I'm saying? Righteous's name is here, but Righteous isn't, and it's never been. Completely different if Righteous was there and left. Put in a bullshit rule. Hey man, you gotta at least do this shit for 60 days or 90. Put in something for a motherfucker to actually do that shit before you sell your fucking license. Make them niggas work a little harder to get over.
And go back up a little bit. A little bit more. There you go. In its letter, McCann pushed back on the division's list of arrangements that indicate a license is not owned and operated by the eligible applicants. On that list are unexecuted contracts that would take away control in the future. MoCan is criticized. Is it? Oh, it was MoCan, not McCann. So MoCan criticized the division for revoking licenses for having such agreements. If a contract is unexecuted, it is not an agreement at all, Mullins wrote. The letter reflects a key defense used by some of the appeals of licenses the division revoked last year. Mullins wrote that the proposed rules were too vague about what an exploitive exit fee is if the applicant wants to get out of an agreement, along with what majority owned and operated looks like in practice. Mullins also urged the state to consider a new ruling allowing licenses to sell majority ownership rights after the license is issued, instead of after the business is up and running, which is required currently. So that's kind of my point. It's like, hey man, I could sell the license anyway, right? Because that's in the rules. But I think the shit is crazy. It's like, because, hey, you can win the license and never have enough money to actually be able to implement the micro license to begin with. And now you just sold it. You know what I mean? So I am not opposed to you being able to sell your license, but I do agree that, hey, man, this shit needs to be an actual up and running entity. You need to have tried. You know what I'm saying? If there's a reason why you try to get the fuck up out of the game, okay, we get it. Hey, maybe you don't have a passion for it anymore. Hey, maybe you can't physically do it anymore. Maybe it's not the lifestyle you wanted to lead. So I don't believe motherfuckers need to be just stagnant. And I don't think the license should just fall to the wayside and go back to the pool of licenses. If you want to sell your shit, sell it, man. That's like, hey, you bought a car. Hey, man, you can't sell the car, buddy. This motherfucker, you need to drive this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. I don't think that's smart neither because, hey, you've invested money. So if you can recoup your investment and even potentially more, I think that's fair and equitable.
But it's a license. It would be like trying to sell your driver's license to somebody else because it's not an actual physical thing. It's an actual license. So I wouldn't compare it to a car.
Well, I could relate it to trucking. Hey, man, I have an authority which says that, hey, man, I can go from A to B. You can work under my authority. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? And hell, even if I'm not actively using it, I might just be the straw man on paper. You're the only motherfucker driving and doing loads and shit like that.
But being a straw man in itself don't make it legal, does it?
Yeah. It's just like a liquor license. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can go into business together and you can open up a store and sell liquor under my license. And I might not even have a store, but I still own the license.
Yeah, but you got to be there at some point.
No.
Yeah.
Not with a liquor license. And once again, these are like commercial licenses, which are a little bit more distinguished, even though like we all drive what is considered to be commercial vehicles. A commercial driver's license is a little bit different from like a regular.
Commercial level with the cannabis though, so I wouldn't.
This is commercial. No, it's a micro business license. It's commercial. Yeah. Anything business related is commercial. When you're operating in your personal capacity, it's not.
Yeah, but I was talking more mom and pop like this, like for as compared to Anheuser-Busch as compared to Shapely, right? Shapely gonna have different rules in Anheuser-Busch because they're a microbrewery as opposed to macro brewery.
Yeah, but that just because you're a larger entity doesn't mean that you can't act within the scope of a micro. As long as you're doing those things, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I think that once again, this is just all personal opinion. I get why they're trying to do it, and hell, for the most part, I agree because I don't like the fact that like here in Arizona, a lot of the micro licenses had to be attached with like a larger business because the operating costs most motherfuckers don't have it, and they can't garner the investments neither to be able to do it.
I don't understand why if they got to be connected with the larger business, that the larger business wouldn't just put up.
Enu the Life says, cash out if you want. You might be tired of the business after 2 to 3 years and want to cash out and retire. Liquor license, just paperwork. Put visible for people to see it, and that's it. Yeah, man, I don't think you should. I guess it's one of those things, man. I can say, man, I can appreciate what Arizona's doing, so I'm kind of like 50-50 on it.
My thing is this. Ain't nobody saying you shouldn't be able to say a license. Maybe give shorter licenses. Maybe say, hey, this is only for a year. And when you come back to renew, you can renew it for 3 years or 5 years because, hey, you actually want to do this, maybe. Whatever. There's different things that you can fucking do to assure that the people who are supposed to be getting the licenses are getting the licenses, right? Because there's plenty of people there's plenty of veterans that's doing this shit because a large firm group has sequestered them to do it and they're doing it under their name. Actually, the cannabis law, I actually watched one of the dudes do that shit, the cannabis lawyer, something like that. But yeah, that's what you do. So I don't think that's cool. Now, if it's a veteran that actually want to fucking grow and be a part, cool. But I shouldn't be telling you, hey, you know you can get a cannabis license, right? Because you ain't even thought about growing cannabis. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be telling you that shit if you don't even fucking weed. Because obviously you don't want to. Maybe I should start by saying, hey, have you ever thought about fucking weed? And do you actually want to? So I would like to see them do a better job of having people that actually want to do the shit, get the shit. Not opposed to selling a license. Like I said, maybe make the first license shorter. But just like, hey man, okay, we seen you try, and then that shit wasn't for you. Or we seen you at least get the space, or we seen you couldn't do it. Okay, fuck it. You can't add operating costs, sell that shit. Just make it harder, because niggas are gonna get around this shit no matter what. So that part don't even matter. They're gonna get around it. Just make it at least a little harder. That's why other people don't even join into the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we ain't gonna get that shit. And if we do get the shit, this shit don't even matter.
Topic.
Biden commutes. Uh-oh. Let's move this over here. My fault, y'all. This is much better. Get rid of this. Biden commutes sentences of nearly 2,500 people in prison for drug offenses, including some who are locked up on marijuana charges. As one of his final acts before leaving office next week, President Joe Biden has granted another round of commutations for nearly 2,500. I almost said communications. For nearly 2,500 people incarcerated in federal prison over nonviolent drug convictions, including several who are serving time for offenses related to marijuana. So is he letting out the people that sold coke and crack too? And dog food? He letting them out too? Because they just say nonviolent drug convictions.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, maybe if they were users, probably, but I don't know of too many heroin operations that don't include violence or death. Somebody gonna die.
Biden said on Friday that these commutations he has now granted clemency to more people than any other president in history. That includes 2 rounds of mass pardons he granted to people who committed federal cannabis possession offenses earlier in his term. Today's clemency action provides relief for individuals who receive lengthy sentences based on discredited distinctions between crack and powder cocaine, as well as outdated sentencing enhancements for drug crimes. He said in a statement, adding that the previous enactment of bipartisan criminal justice reform legislation, such as the Fair Sentencing Act and the First Step Act, underscores that it's time that we equalize these sentencing disparities. This action is an important step toward righting historic wrongs, correcting sentencing disparities, and providing deserving individuals the opportunity to return to their families and communities after spending far too much time behind bars, Biden said. I am proud of my record on clemency and will continue to review additional commutations and pardons, even though I'm finna be gone, so why am I reviewing them?
Well, shit, man. I think this is good, man. I think it's good, man. I don't think that most people should be in jail for nonviolent drug offenses. At least not weed. You know what I'm saying? Niggas who smoke crack, man, them niggas do pretty good work during the day. It's at night when them niggas are turning the bases, fucking crack monsters and shit like that, boy. That's when them niggas be up. You know what I'm saying? 200, 300.
Yeah.
But hey, man, that first 50, they still good people. It's just saying, niggas have smoked a pile of rocks. Niggas lose us a little bit, man. But yeah, man, I think that's at least good, man. And I think Biden has to do that because that nigga, he pardoned that nigga Hunter. You see it? Look, bro, I don't know about y'all, but I seen the video of that nigga Hunter Biden doing like 180 in a Porsche smoking crack. That's not the type of activity that, you know what I'm saying, just keeping the shit 100, man. Like, come on, bro, you gonna kill somebody. You doing 180 and smoking crack?
So did he really give that clemency for real, or just because, hey, maybe if I free enough motherfuckers, I can make y'all forget about Hunter smoking crack and doing 180, and hopefully you forget about Hunter smoking crack on Air Force One as well.
Like, part of me is like, God damn, Hunter. But at the same time, I know that most parents, you know what I'm saying, even if they practice tough love, are gonna be like, still my son, even if that nigga does smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you got kids, man, they're adults. What are a few things, if you wouldn't mind naming, that are unforgivable acts where you just can't fuck with your child no more? Like a crime they could commit. What would it be?
It's hard to say, because I think to each individual parent, you can't say it until you get to that point. Like, I use Joe Biden as an example. I'm sure at one point in time when Hunter was growing up, he was like, man, if you ever fuck with crack or do some dumb shit like that, man, I'm not fucking with you. And I'm sure he probably has disowned him or said some shit. But one thing about being a parent, man, it's hard to balance out that fucking love of that entity that you made. And particularly as you do things and your mind gets stronger, it gets harder to cancel that out, right? Because it's like, damn. And then it becomes a philosophy on parenting. Some parents might feel like, fuck, dog, you're going to be a crackhead regardless, dog. At least if I got you around me being a crackhead, nigga, I can put my eyes on you and see what you're doing, right?
Yeah,
So,
man. I remember I had an uncle, man. That nigga used to smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like he was my grandmother's favorite child. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, let me try to keep this nigga close. You know what I'm saying? He was a good dude and shit. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time we took him around the hoes. He was trying to fuck on the hoes. So, you know what I'm saying? Shit, they 19. They 20. And the hoes is like, man, what's wrong with your uncle? That nigga used to smoke crack. God bless the dead, man. You know what I'm saying? And then when that nigga couldn't get no pussy, man, when we left from over there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have to excuse my language. I'm sorry. But when the ladies were not interested in him, the nigga was like, don't never take me back around there. Yeah, he said they had lawnmower clippings for weed. And then look, man, I remember this is like right when when niggas was getting off the mid. Like, I know I wasn't smoking mid like that at the time. I was smoking loud, trying to find loud. And man, this nigga would roll up the stems and everything. This like, just imagine seeing, like, you know how you get them C-buds in your bag. Just imagine that whole bud just being in the blunt. You were like, oh man.
What the hell?
Pip says, I'm gonna do it all. Man, God bless the dead, man. That's some of the best memories I got of him. Just a wild boy. But yeah, man, I think shit, man, short of eating a motherfucker, like, man, you can't just be eating people. I can't fuck with you. You said,
and again, man, I would say that, right? But shit, I don't know what my habit, but god damn, my kid eating people. Ah,
put that nigga in the air fryer. It was body parts in the air fryer. I can't fuck with that. No, I'm sorry.
that's a little loud, all right, yeah, I get the sound shit worked out. Definitely won't play that again, though. At least this week, I have to get in the sound check. I'll probably go live at some point, and you can come in this morning.
I don't know if he was talking about that the thing was too loud. I think he just talking about loud weed.
Firecracker.
Yeah, man, that nigga used to roll it all up. Stems, seeds, all of it.
Blunt popping with firecracker. Firecracker.
But I think it's good Joe Biden pardon people, man. Get these people out of jail, man. I think you know what I'm saying? America's one of the places where, man, owning prison, man, you can make money and shit. When you look across the globe, man, other people have like respectable prisons. Them shits be like, damn it. Like, I was watching some shit. I was watching some shit, right? I seen these niggas be having keys to the door of their jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, of their room. Like, you got a lot. I think that's dope. I think prison and jail, I know it's meant to be punitive, but I think that shit should be more like, you know what I'm saying, for rehabilitation. Like, you should really be trying to get motherfuckers to be back in the world. Like, some jails, some prisons, man, them shits be motherfucking, like, them shits only gonna make you worse. Cause, hey, man, you gotta try to fucking survive. You know what I'm saying? The shit turn animalistic, man. Fucking a building full of fucking predators. And I don't mean just sexual predators. I just mean, like, shit. If I don't got it, I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with people on their lowest form and shit.
If I don't got it, I'm gonna take it.
That's what I think, man. Enu the Tree said there's too many sick people out there. Other people need to go to jail. Yeah, man. I think those people need to. Yeah, man. Y'all don't really want my opinion on that.
We
Certain
don't.
shit. Why even have space in the jail for certain niggas? Just go ahead and get them on the out of there. If your shit is too heinous, yeah, man, we getting rid of you, man. You not sitting on death row for 20 years. We're not doing none of that. We're not gonna pay this prison
We're not.
all of this money as a head count for you. No, we're not doing that. We just gonna go ahead and either line you up in firing squad, lethal injection and chair. We about to get your ass the fuck up out of here.
Okay.
Now, I'm one of them people who still feel like, hey man, even if you killed a motherfucker, you can be reformed because it's certain shit I would have did in my 20s that I wouldn't do now. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And I'm sure everybody in this chat is the same way. You know what I mean?
Word. At
Emu
least
the Tree says a guy who got 25 years for a nickel bag, let him go. Exactly. You stole a candy bar and it's your third strike? Oh, hell no. Let that nigga go. Y'all should have let that nigga out in 6 months and just gave him some food stamps. I guarantee you that nigga will stop fucking stealing candy bars. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Pip says, feed your ass to the pigs.
food sound.
Hey, that'd be good too. Like maybe like if the shit is too heinous, throw your ass in the pit with some wild creatures and shit. If you can make it out, cool. You deserve to live.
That would be crazy work, dog.
And live stream it. Live
Oh, so you want to like that movie?
stream that shit.
That was like the movie with Wesley Snipes. I forgot the name of it.
Not sure if y'all saw.
Next topic.
Treasury Secretary Yellen says first time smoking marijuana was okay, and she'd recommend delicious psychedelics, hash mushrooms. It looked like hash browns because of cut off. Psychedelic hash browns. Hey, look at her ass. She looked like she was fucking with the mushroom.
And nigga, she looked like she'll eat a psychedelic hash brown. Oh shit! And they're healthy for you too.
As Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen prepares to leave office. She has a couple of personal observations to share. Her experience smoking marijuana for the first time was okay, and the psychedelic mushroom she inadvertently ate in China amid high-stakes meetings representing the Biden administrations were delicious. In fact, she recommended them. Bitch, you supposed to be over here talking about the money. Your ass is eating sauteed mushrooms.
Look at high stakes meetings, nigga.
Oh my
What you
god!
telling me?
More.
Get the fuck
So
up
you
at
mean
work.
more? So more than one meeting, your ass is on mushrooms. Okay, I see.
And the
Yellen,
steak-
whose tenure at the Biden administration will come to a close after President-elect Donald Trump is inaugurated, hasn't shied away from questions about her own substance experimentation, whether consumed deliberately in her youth or unknowingly as one of the nation's top federal economic officials. During an interview on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert that aired on Wednesday, she was reminded of the headlines she made after her trip to Beijing as Treasury Secretary when she went in a restaurant and consumed very delicious mushrooms, only to later learn that the fungi produces hallucinogenic effects if improperly cooked. In her case, she said it was a great restaurant and the mushrooms were cooked properly, averting a potential psychedelic trip. Okay. So were you high or were you not, lady? This is what I need to know. This is what we need to know.
She was fried.
Okay, and then AD week 8 cut hanging now. Check the Discord, aka Patreon.
It's handing. And in the words of Pip, she was fried.
The mushroom disc, which has seen a surge in popularity since her dining experience, first reported, was made of psychoactive whatever Asiatics, a species of fungi native to Asia. Chinese media quickly picked up on the culinary adventure, and when word got back to the U.S., Yellen indulged follow-ups, including from Colbert, who started the segment by saying he is legally obligated to ask if she was high right now and whether she was hallucinating him with a wolf head and a spider body. Colbert then asked, "Go back
shit.
up, man. You looking at your Zappos? Let's see.
This shit is going.
Let's see. Colbert then asked whether the Biden official had ever smoked marijuana, to which she said, "I think the answer is yes. I did have an opportunity to smoke pot when I was in college." And she shared previously, Yellen explained how she had an opportunity to try cannabis for the first time and was really looking forward to it, but she wanted to prepare by learning how to inhale smoke, so she decided to buy a pack of cigarettes and experiment with the methodology. The first time I smoked these cigarettes was awful. Ugh. I was coughing. It was terrible. I couldn't imagine how anybody could inhale, she said, but it would still be a couple weeks before her scheduled marijuana session. So she kept at it with the cigarettes, and finally I learned to inhale.
Fuck it. Try till you get it right.
So we smoked pot. That was okay. Neither here nor there, Yellen said. I didn't really do it again for the rest of my life. But within 6 months, I was smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day. Oh, man. Great article, y'all. I'm sorry, man. Shit like this be having me rolling. 3 packs a day? God damn, bitch. I know your throat was so.
Man, that should have gave her a headache or something.
Crazy,
Jamaica.
Now, question for you, question for the chat, question for everyone out there, and you don't have to answer, but what is your take on psychoactive mushrooms?
There you go, Tucker. I haven't done any psychoactives.
That's a lie. That is a lie, sir. Don't forget about your salvia experience.
That shit, yeah, this all bad then.
Yeah, man, I've never done salvia, so I have to live through you.
Yeah, don't do that. That ain't a good one. I wouldn't recommend that shit to nobody, at least not at the level that I first did that shit. Good God. And if I'm being honest, I think that's probably what happens with people with any psychedelic. They probably, it's like, I picture psychedelics like dabs. A person that's dabbing is going to have a way different experience if they run into true their first time as opposed to they run into you their first time, right? Or me, right? Because true smoke searing hot dabs.
Look, hold on 1 second.
Oh man. So I think it'd be a little different. It depends on. I think that's the problem with
Look, man, you are exactly right about that. The thing about a nigga like True to the Movement, and I know this nigga, man. Like this nigga, he wants everybody to get done like he got done.
Hurt people
You
hurt
know,
people. That's what they say.
yeah, man. This nigga be telling. He done told me the story about how he was up in Washington or Oregon or somewhere, and them niggas gave him a 5-gram sheet of fucking shatter all at one time, and it was extremely hot. Nigga said he was high for days.
Was it
I
through
said,
his
man, I don't know, but I know one thing: them people ain't your friends, man. Them people ain't your friends. Like nobody, look, man, you have to ease niggas off of this shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Ease them into the dab.
My thing is,
God
it's not
damn.
just shrooms. I think a lot of people that get introduced to shrooms that do have a bad trip, they weren't microdosing, right? They ate what the
Oh,
motherfuckers around them ate, and it probably was like that, right? Because I know a lot of people that won't dab ever again because they first dab was like that. It wasn't explained. Motherfucker was just like, "Hey man, hit this hard as you can." You know what I'm saying? If you was hitting the pin, they gave that motherfucker the pin on white. You know what I'm saying? If you was hitting a rig that was programmable, then motherfuckers took a 650-degree dab. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't do a motherfucker like that. And yes, Pip, that salvia, yeah, he was a horrible friend, and that shit made me never want to do any type of psychedelic ever again.
yes,
It wasn't
yes.
nigga.
Now look, man, I'm gonna tell you. There you go. There you go. You knew that's the right amount. Because I was literally just about to say, man, for a first trip, I think you should always eat 1.5 to 2 grams. Now with mushrooms, psychoactive mushrooms, I'm gonna be the type
Raw
of person.
or what if you got like a chocolate bar? Should you just
Either so here I'm gonna go into that too. So with the chocolate bars, I feel like it's very hard to know because you're trusting whoever made it. So let's say they give you a chocolate bar. The chocolate bar is 5 grams or 6 grams, or let's just say it's even 4. You a common sense motherfucker would assume, hey man, let me eat half of this shit. I'm gonna get 2 grams, right? But that may not be the case. You don't know exactly how that shit was distributed. Now, as far as raw, whether it's raw or whether it's a tea or even a lemonade, I'm gonna tell you the lemonade will open your ass up. It's like the orange juice when we used to fuck with the X pills. That shit gonna boost your high. Now, before I was getting ready to go into that, I was gonna say, man, it's levels of mushrooms, right? Same way with weed. Like, okay, a bowl is different from a joint. A joint is different from a backwood. A backwood is different from a dab, and all of them gonna take you to different places. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping this shit 100. If you smoke a bowl, it's not gonna be the same as if you hit a dab. You're gonna be exponentially higher. Why? Because the shit is concentrated, right? So the trips, there's a few different trips that I would describe with mushrooms. Eating a gram, you can be good. You can be a little lazy. You can be laughing, shit like that. It ain't gonna be fucked up like that. But there's a point with mushrooms where you actually start getting the hallucinations, when you start getting the traces, when you start getting, at least for me, like heavy anxiety. Like, hey man, I might just want to be in this room of this house. Hey, I don't really know what's out there, but this is my house. I live here. I don't know what's outside of this door. Or shit, you might take a walk and the trees will be breathing. You'll be like, God damn. So it's only a certain level. Now, I think 2 grams is a great level. You're gonna get some of those tracers if you're not active. If you don't use them shits all the time, you're gonna get some of the nice hallucinations. You know, if you start watching colors and they got different kind of like psychoactive videos, where like some shit might turn into this and then it turn into a fish and then it turn into a face. Like shit, you're gonna be able to still enjoy it at the 2 grams, but you are going to definitely realize that, hey man, I'm a little bit higher than I would be if I was just smoking a joint. You're definitely gonna be higher. You're gonna notice it. So what I would just say to that, 2 grams is a good amount for most people. 3.5, 3 grams, that's pushing it. I don't think I've ever eaten that much. You know what I'm saying? I bought, like an ounce of shrooms, or I bought like a half ounce of shrooms. And 2 grams, this should have lasted me literally years. Shit, I still got some in the room right now. You know what I'm saying? Probably like a gram or some change. So that's what I always just be telling motherfucker. Yeah. Piff said the chocolate is dangerous because you can't tell. You don't know how concentrated the chocolate is.
Concentrated energy crisis.
Yeah, that's my experience with the shrooms, man. I think I would recommend it to any person. But I think the key is with shrooms is setting. You need to be in the right setting. And before you go outside of your house, you need to learn how to handle that high. It's just like weed. If you're a first time weed smoker, I can remember like at the very beginning stages of smoking weed, and we talking about like Reggie. Really, this would be like 2-3 years in. I remember we was skipping school one day. And this back before a nigga was balding, nigga was wavy and all kind of shit. Gotta get your good decks, your good sporting waves, all that shit. Your rebound gel. Some of you niggas don't know about that rebound gel. That's how you know a nigga was really waving before the waivers was waving. You feel me? But man, nigga was in that bitch just smoking regular weed, man. Nigga passed out. Nigga up against the wall, on the couch. And the nigga head went back. And them niggas must have climbed me for about a week because it was definitely a grease spot on that wall. Right where the crown was at. You know what I'm saying? It was a wavy grease stain on the wall. So yeah, man, just know that shit before your ass be going out anywhere. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got any more topics today, good sir?
We do not. That was the last topic.
Well, I tell you what, man, it has been so dope doing the show today. Shit, man, it was a nice little change of pace for me. About to go back up in the crib, hang out with my baby girl, try to maybe get me a nap, because that brunch burrito, god damn. Whew. What you got planned for the rest of the day?
I gotta go to the grocery store, try to scoot out. Well, I'm probably gonna be. The good thing is I'll be out there in the middle of this game, because everybody in St. Louis is about to watch this next game particularly.
Who playing? Lamar
Jackson and I almost call that boy Ben Roethlisberger. The white dude from Buffalo and Baltimore.
Oh gosh, man, that sounds like it might be a pretty good game.
Yeah, Detroit already got their ass. They did their usual Detroit bullshit. Them niggas is like football.
Hey, I seen that shit, cause 420 girl, man, she a big Redskins, or excuse me, Commanders fan. I don't know, man. I feel like, man, I'm at the place in my life. Them niggas will always be Redskins, man. I'm just the American one. What up, man? Long time no see.
You know.
Hell yeah. Well, it's been an amazing show today, man. I appreciate everybody who stopped through, man. It's always dope to chop it up with the Stone and Streaming fam. I don't know about y'all, man, but I got my Stone and Streaming merch on. Definitely comfortable out here with the champion hoodie. Like, man, niggas wasn't doing quality like this, boy. This should be around for another couple of years, man. Potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, it look like some of the letters coming off.
That was up.
At some point, this bitch gonna say toned and teeming.
Toned
And teeming.
and teaming.
Hey man, look here, man. Y'all go ahead and check your weather forecast because I do believe you may need to go up there to that front coat closet. And get your umbrellas out. You know what I'm saying?
What is going on?
Man, that nigga don't have a coat closet.
I can't find what I need. Where? Oh, here it is.
Rain. Every time you see the boy, got a brand new strain. And the shit so Waco. Flame. Put your ass in a ditch. Saddam El Hussein. Two things that a nigga know. Pot the beans, let the shit grow. Green like that mean go. That mean go. Two things that a nigga know. Pot the beans, let the shit grow. Green like that mean go. That mean go. That mango. Beat the game. Check the lingo. Nigga, how far would the green take you? As far as you go. That mango. Beat the game. Check the lingo. Nigga, how far would the green take you? As far as you go. It ain't no game. All of these niggas, they looking for game. Lining they pockets, they flooding they pockets, they lining they pockets with all of this change. Shit ain't no game. All of these niggas, they do it for game. But one thing won't change, it will remain the same. None of these niggas will ever reign. All these hundreds in this bitch is gone. Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your umbrella, it's gone. And we gon' cause it's gon' all these hundreds in this bitch is gon' Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gon' hope you brought your umbrella, it's gon' and we gon' cause it's gon' all these hundreds in this bitch is gon' Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gon' hope you brought your umbrella, it's gon' and we gon' cause it's gon'